right, hi everyone. Thank you for joining this session where we're going to be looking at the SUSE Customer Center overview and roadmap. So in this session, we want to tell you a little bit about what SEC is, in case you're not familiar with it yet, and what you can do in SEC. And we're going to be showing you a few of the things that we've released since our last SUSECon session 1 year ago. Finally, we're going to be looking at a little bit of what we'll be working on over the next year. So we'll give you a sneak preview of that. And we hope that with this showing you what our plans are, you can already give us a bit of feedback if you think we're going in the right direction or if there's anything you think we could change. But before we get started, let's see who we are. So Tom, can you introduce yourself?
Sure. Hi, I'm Thomas Schmidt. I'm the architect of the SUSE Customer Center, and I'm helping the development team of 13 great engineers to develop and run SEC SUSE.com and some related projects. This goes from system registration over subscription delivery, container management, and everything related to your subscriptions. All the features that we cover in this presentation have been implemented by the team, and I'm happy to show you some of the highlights of SEC in this talk.
Thanks, Tom. Yeah, and myself, I'm Erdan Schmidt. I'm the product manager of SEC. I'm based here in Nuremberg. And well, the SEC team is not just the SEC itself, but also RMT, SUSE Connect, and the SUSE registry. A little bit about myself. I've been in SUSE for 8 years. And as product manager, my role is to collaborate with our customers, with our partners, with our colleagues, and figure out what kind of opportunities we can solve from SEC and our tooling, and then work with the engineering team, so Tom and all of the other engineers, to actually create and develop those solutions. So as I mentioned before, in this session, we'll do a brief overview of SEC and the developments since last SUSECon, and then we'll give you a bit of a taste of our future roadmap. Now, to set a little bit of a context, let's start talking about what a SUSE subscription gives you, what the value is of a SUSE subscription. So with a SUSE subscription, you get trusted open source supply chain. That means that the source code that you get is consistent, correct, and secure, and you can be sure that it comes from us and not from third parties. We provide, obviously, the SLES and SLE-based Linux operating system, infrastructure management, and container management, so you can manage your infrastructure, including VMs as well as containers. We provide maintenance and security updates, so that allows you to keep your systems up to date, secure, and performant with all the latest patches that have been released for your products. And we provide extensive documentation and knowledge base articles which help you run, operate, and maintain your infrastructure as well. Last but not least, we obviously provide you with great technical support with different tiers, standard, priority, premium. So when you have a problem with your systems, you can count on us to help you resolve it. And the reason I wanted to touch on that is, well, why does SEC have to do with the value of your subscription? And at the end of the day, the role of SEC is to deliver a lot of these values to you, to our customers, so that we allow you to use our products in an easy and compliant way, and that you can also, via SEC, get in touch with our technical support team.
Yeah, and from my side, in the next couple of minutes, I would like to give you an overview of the main features of the SUSE Customer Center, how those features relate to the values that are just described of SUSE subscriptions, and what we did in the last year. So the main features of SEC can be grouped in the following categories. It's subscription management and delivery, so that you can see your orders that you put at SUSE. System registration, so you can activate your systems and virtual machines. online and offline update delivery of the maintenance updates for your purchased products, so your client machines are always secure and have the latest updates installed. Help and support, so you can open support requests with our support team in case you have an issue and get help from us. And last but not least, SEC has a lot of information about our products, so that helps you to discover resources that you need, for example, single packages, patches, or container images. So now let's get started having a look together into more details of each of these areas and what SEC can give you. At first, the subscription delivery and management. These subscription overview pages in SEC, they provide you with a list of your subscriptions that are available on your account and important details of your subscriptions like your purchase quantities, the renewal dates, which products are included in your subscriptions, and also important, the registration code of each subscription that you will need to use on the client systems to register. System usage and detailed information about the systems consuming a subscription is also shown there. So you can easily spot if you have free capacity on a subscription, so you can activate more systems and to ensure your compliance with what you bought from SUSE.
Right. And regarding compliance, we will share a little bit more about later when we look at the upcoming features that we're working on now.
Right, yeah, Anand will show something about that later, what we implemented. And in addition to that, what you see on the screen here, SEC will send you an email notification when you purchased something from us. So as soon as it's ready to be used, you know about it. On the last screenshot here, you can see a graphical history of your orders over time. So by that, it's easy for you to spot when one of your subscriptions requires a renewal. So next point of SEC is the system setup. To make best use of your SUSE subscriptions, you need to register your systems. This enables your systems to have access to the latest security updates and patches, as well as your systems might want to activate additional modules or extensions. This is only possible when your systems are correctly registered with SEC. In addition to that, all of your registered systems will show up in the SEC web UI, so you have a nice overview there of your system landscape and which products and subscriptions your systems are using. It's very important to keep your systems secure and up to date. So the system registration behind the scenes configures the repositories on your systems so that your activated system always has direct access to all available packages from SUSE products and also the latest security and bug fix updates. In addition to that, when SUSE releases a new product or a new service pack, there might be a migration path for your system, so you can directly migrate your systems to the latest service pack, for example. The updates of SUSE are distributed via worldwide content delivery network, and this provides you with low latency and high bandwidth all around the world. Plus, thanks to our secure supply chain, you can ensure that only safe and trusted software ends up on your systems when you patch them. By default, what I just showed you, systems register directly to SEC, but your systems might be in a more closed environment or have no access to the internet. And for this situation, we offer so-called registration proxies called RMT and SUSE Manager because you still want to keep those systems up to date and patched. These proxies download the SUSE repositories into your local network, so your systems can still access them and can register even if they have no direct access to SEC. Those systems will still be shown in SEC because those proxies can forward your systems. That means you're still on SEC SUSE.com, you still get the full picture of your active systems, your subscription compliance, and everything in a central place.
Yeah, and over the last year, we improved the different aspects on this whole system registration and reporting of systems in SEC. So we really struggled. We really made progress in enhancing the visibility of the systems that you have in SEC. So, as mentioned before, RMT has been able to forward all system registrations to SEC, so you have them available there. What's new now is that also systems behind SUSE Manager will be shown to you in SEC. So it doesn't matter if you have in your same infrastructure, you're using SUSE Manager, RMT, system connected directly to SEC, all mixed together. All of those systems will be visible to you in SEC. We also enabled a way for you to spot potentially unused or inactive systems more easily. So now when you go to SEC, if there are any systems that we haven't heard about for a long time, then you can filter them out and potentially clean up, the list of systems that you have in SEC. Something else is that until recently rather, whenever you cloned a registered VM, only the original VM would appear in SEC. So even if you're running multiple clones of a single VM, only one of them would show up in SEC. So you had no visibility of any other clones that may be running. Now, when you clone a VM, a registered VM, the clone will also automatically register itself to SEC, and it will appear there for you in the list of systems. So that gives you a complete view of all the SUSE systems that you're running.
Yeah, I also have in this regard some good news to share from the development side of the registration stack. The team rewrote the SUSE Connect tool, which is used to register your systems in Go. That was a Ruby tool before, and now that results in much less dependencies that you have to install and a smaller footprint. Let's switch the topic a bit to another very important part of SEC. One of the most used features in SEC actually is support case management. Whenever you have an issue with one of your SUSE systems, you can reach out to our support team to get help. And you do this via SEC. So in SEC, you get an overview of all your open support cases, their status, their priority, and all the updates that happened to your cases. So you can stay up to date and see to get it resolved as quick as possible. In these support cases, you can upload, you can attach attachment files up to 5 gigabytes. This will help our support team to reproduce your case and to help you getting it solved as quick as possible.
Yeah, and since support is one of the core values of a SUSE subscription, we've also made improvements in our case management capabilities in SEC. So, for example, sometimes you need to share updates on a support case with a colleague, or a colleague goes on leave, so somebody else needs to take over a case. Well, now you can really easily share the support cases with your peers just by using the widget here on the right-hand side of the screen. So any updates, anything that happens on the case, they will be sent to everyone in this list so that everyone is up to date and informed of what's going on. We also heard from you that uploading attachments to a case could be cumbersome, especially if you wanted to upload multiple files. So now you can upload multiple files just at once with the single button here. You just have to open the button and then select all the files that you want to upload. And they will be all uploaded at once, saving you quite some time. And last but not least, Our customers who are maybe using our pay-as-you-go offerings on cloud marketplaces like AWS will now be able to get support directly from SUSE and open support cases in SEC. So even if you're not a direct SUSE customer, but via pay-as-you-go cloud marketplace, you will be able to get the support that you know and you trust from SUSE directly. And your experience with support will be exactly the same as if you're a direct customer.
So the last section of SEC is product information. In SEC, you can find a lot of information about the SUSE products. So, for example, when you want to start with a SUSE product, the first thing is you need the media, and you can find all the all the downloads of the installation media in different formats for all of the released products of SUSE, be it for bare metal or virtual machines. You can also browse all the released packages on all of those products in SEC. So this can help you if you're searching for a specific package version or you want to find out which product or which module includes a certain package that you're searching for. All of that you can do in SEC. For container-based workloads, we provide a lot of supported container images at registry.suse.com.
Yeah, and registry.suse.com is our container catalog, basically, where all images are there. And as more workloads move to containers, we can also continue to improve the registry. So I'll show you a bit about that. So in the past year, you may have noticed that we fully redesigned the registry. Now it's much easier to find the images that you need, whether they're base container images, language container images, or application container images. So our BCI team, our base container images team, has been really hard at work to provide you with more images than ever before, and you will find them all here. So now we offer a lot of different images, for example, in your language stack of choice, such as Go, Ruby, or Python. And now we have a growing number of application images as well. So they're images that come with an app installed, and then they're all ready to use for you to use. Some examples are Postgres, the Postgres database, and the 389 directory server.
Yeah, and the SUSE registry and all our container images are working with all OCI compliant compatible clients like Podman, Docker, Kubernetes, and so on. If you're more a user of the terminal, you can just try out Podman search registry.suse.com and you can list all the images that we have available there. So now one of the highlights of this year's new features in SEC, I'm happy to show you here, is the new landing page for the SUSE Customer Center. We heard from you that finding the right technical and support resources sometimes is a challenge, and we went out to fix that with this page. The landing page is the first step in this journey to improve your experience and your ability to find our stuff. So we can improve the situation for you. It provides you on a single page access to all the SUSE and also the Rancher resources that you need to work with our products and our services. You can find direct links there to product documentation, downloads, subscription management, communities. In addition to that, it provides a site-wide search bar, so you can find the right documentation and knowledge base articles for your problem. We're pretty excited about this new landing page, and I will believe it make your support journey with us easier and more efficient. We plan to improve this even more in the next months, and Anand has some news in that regard to share with you what we planned for the landing page in the future.
Right. So thanks, Tom. And now that we've looked at what you can do in SEC today and the improvements we've made in the past year, let's look at the areas where we want to improve in the future. Now, Obviously, it goes without saying that all this information is forward looking, so it is subject to change. And not only that, but we're really looking forward towards your feedback that help us, so it can help us guide and develop SEC and our solutions in the right direction. So over the next year, there are three main areas where we'll be focusing on. They are subscription management, customer experience, and new solutions. Let's go into a little bit of detail on that. Subscription management is really about helping you understand the usage of your subscriptions across environments, whether that's on-prem or on the cloud. In customer experience, we want to continue the work that we've done in the landing page to keep improving SEC's customer experience so that it's easier to find information you need when you need it. And thirdly, as you probably heard on some of the other SUSE sessions, SUSE is working on new products such as ALP, and we're also expanding our offerings around BCI. So we will be adding capabilities in SEC that allow you to use those products more easily and as easily as our current products. So let's look into these areas a little bit more in detail. Starting with subscription management. So for most of you, figuring out if you have the right amount of subscriptions for all the systems that you have and across different configurations is probably quite a manual and time-consuming process. You may have Excel sheets here and there that you need to export from one system and compare to the export of another system. It can really be a pain. So we want to make that easier for you in several ways. First of all, we'll be providing an account-wide summary of the usage of your usage of SUSE products. So in this report, you will see how many physical systems you have, how many virtual systems you have, also if they're running on-prem or in the cloud, and independent of whether they're managed by SEC, by RMT, or SUSE Manager. So this report will really give you a summarized overview of which SUSE products you're using. Also, we'll be notifying you of any issues that we detect in terms of subscription usage, both via alerts in SEC UI, as we can see here on the screenshot on this prototype, but also via email, if that's what you would like. And finally, we'll be providing tooling that will allow you to register your virtualization environment to SEC, such as VMware vSphere or KVM. And this will enable you to really understand your usage of socket-based subscriptions as well. Continuing with our next focus area, we want to improve SEC's customer experience. We have a lot of different ideas of what to do, so these are just some of the highlights. Well, from the landing page that Tom already mentioned, and many of you have already probably seen, we've received a lot of positive feedback, and we're super happy about that. Right now, though, the landing page is quite static, so everyone sees the same thing. So one of the things we want to improve is that we want to make this landing page your personal home by showing you information that is relevant to your subscriptions and to the SUSE products that you use. We're also exploring ways of making our search smarter so that it's easier for you to find the answers that you need.
Yeah, that's a good point. Because recently, internally, the team also is exploring AI-based solutions for answer generation to search queries. We recently ran a prototype feeding all the SUSE documentation and the knowledge base article into a vector database and generating answers with ChatGPT, and the results were really great. So let's see if we can release something in the future in this direction.
Yeah, sounds quite cool. And another part of this customer experience, it's about new users, new customers. So we know that as a new user, new SEC user, there's a few challenges. Some parts can be more difficult, like finding the right account or getting access to support and being able to open cases via SEC, and even just sometimes finding your subscriptions. So we want to simplify the onboarding flow so that it's ever easier for new SUSE customers and new SEC users to get their value out of the SUSE subscriptions as quickly as possible. And just as we want, new customers to get started easily with SUSE and SEC, we wanted to make it very easy for all customers to start using SUSE's new solutions and products. So right now, you can find all the images that SUSE offers in the registry, but the number of images keeps growing. And at some point, it won't be so easy to find what you need. So we'll be adding filtering and search capabilities to the registry so you can find the image that really fits your needs. We will also show you documentation with guides on how to use those images, because every image is a bit different from the other. They contain different packages and they're made for different solutions. So we will show you guides on how to use each of them. And as we start publishing containerized applications, well, many of them require multiple images. So they will come actually packaged and come together in Helm charts. Right now, there are no Helm charts visible in the SUSE registry, but in the future, we will also make them visible there so you can find out how and where to get those Helm charts.
Yeah, speaking about Helm charts, our team also released a Helm chart for the registration proxy RMT on the registry. So you can easily deploy it to your Kubernetes cluster, for example.
Yeah. So that's what's shown here on the screen, but this is just a prototype right now. The Helm chart is not actually visible. And last but not least, there will be some content that we'll be publishing on the registry that is actually accessible exclusively for subscribers. So that's something else that you will see coming up soon. So to recap, the focus areas of our SEC in the next year are subscription management, customer experience, and new solutions. As mentioned, this is forward-looking, subject to change, and we would love to hear your feedback about what we've just shown you, and to help us shape SEC and our solutions in a way that actually helps solve your business problems that you have day to day. So thank you very much for your attention, and I hope you have a great rest of your SUSECon.
Thank you.